All right. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Uh,
Good evening, Mr. Felix of Doc. So excited to have you here. How was your day?
it's been great. It's awesome so far.
Amazing. So good to hear that. So, everyone, so this is the Morning Business podcast. Okay, so and we usually do this every Friday. It's one of the freemium products of SAGLC. And we have a very amazing person, Miss tonight, and the person of Mr. Phyllis of IFDOC, like a CEO of IFDOC. I'll just go ahead and before I go ahead and read his bio, I want this opportunity to give shout out to everyone at the SAGSA brand. We have done an amazing work this year, honestly speaking. The product we read out and the execution, ideation, everything was just massive. Looking forward to a bigger 2023. And yes, big shout out to every one of you listening from four continents, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you so much. Because of you, we are doing this. Because of you, keep doing this. And because of you, who do it and do it and do it better next year. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, Mr. Phyllis, this this is the Money Business Podcast. Thank you for accepting to be here with us tonight. I'm certain you have individuals and, of course, brand you'd like to give shout out to. Please do where to do that.
Oh yeah, it's always a pleasure to discuss with you, Samuel. Thank you so much. Good day, everyone. Special shout out to FDOC. FDOC is like a full service digital marketing agency. In simple terms, they help business owners find new customers. So of course, giving a shout out to everyone on that team, from graphic designers, video editors, video producers, to content writers, copywriters, everyone.
Amazing. Avidoc is a full stack of all full stack and a digital service providing agency. I had the privilege of working with Avidoc, I think some late 2020s to early 2021. It was an amazing experience. I do not take it for granted. Thank you for that opportunity back then, Mr. Phyllis. So, meanwhile, guys, this is basically the announcements, like I usually do on disclaimers. This is an education based podcast, right? And what we do here is that we share actionable, insights. We give insight and, of course, talk about foresight with regards to how to grow your business with emphasis on structure and marketing. Okay, so it is your duty to carry out due diligence, carry out your research, and run whatever you have learned here. If you do in any way experience loss, we are not to be hardly able. Okay, so but do not forget to do your research. Pick whatever you have learned from here. Do your research, then run and get what's a good result, because we cannot in any way ascertain, how you apply what you learned. So that is why I keep saying this over and over again. All right. Meanwhile, this is the Money Business Podcast. Like I said before, our basic interest is to talk about uh, marketing and structural strategies for business, because we kind of align ourselves to this particular specific in the business space. Okay. Aside that, we also talk about business lessons for each week. So it's going to be an enjoyable experience tonight, and I'm certain you learn something massive to grow your business. Before I proceed and hand over to Mr. Felix, I would like to read his bio for you all who are listening. Mr. Felix Opute is a full service digital marketer, author, CEO, and founder at AveDoc, an indigenous platform that presently helps several business owners put their business in the spotlight for free using digital media. Emphasis in for free. All right. He has served as sales and marketing instructor and digital marketing contractor to Custodian Life Assurance, Norland Nigeria, Afro Time Plug, and several others. And is currently the media marketing consultant to Stekard, I hope I got that right, Limited, an IT outsourcing firm in the United Kingdom with footprints all over Europe. My Jet Broker, a private jet charter service provider in Europe, and Phoenix Consulting Group, a California-based software development company. Through his weekly love letters, he helps business owners sell for free and get new customers. Felix is a Google certified digital marketing associate and spends his free time teaching small business owners how they can position their business in front of an international audience and play the global game. So as usual, we have someone amazing, like well experienced, grounded in the field of business, and who has employed different structural and marketing techniques to grow his business and of that of others. And I cannot be more excited to learn from you today, Mr. Felix, just like everyone who are listening. So I will be handing over to you right now, so you can, give us your business structure and marketing lessons for the week. Please, the floor is all yours, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sam. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Good day, everyone. Yeah, so I'll just wait for you to mute so that it doesn't echo. Great. Good day, everyone. I really want to share just a few tips from my experience as a business owner in the past half decade. So for 5 years, I've been in full service digital marketing, and it's been a really great experience. It has given me the opportunity to work with different, so many business owners. And what I want to share is what I have learned from interacting with those businesses and from interacting in my own business. So you can look at the topic as something about along the lines of how to build a brand that stands out. How to build a brand that stands out. And this is not going to be plenty gibberish, only actionable points. I'm only sharing 5 ways by means of which 5 things you should know if you want to build a brand that stands out. The very first thing is that people will not pay you what you are worth. They will pay you what they think you are worth. So perception is almost everything. Perception is almost everything. You can be given the very highest of value, but if you cannot communicate that value in such a way that people recognize it from the word go, they will pay you what they think you are worth, right? And that is why when we see a beggar on the road, it is very unlikely. It is very unlikely that we will count 100K, 50K, 20K, and give the roads. You'll give him 20 naira, 15 naira, max 100. People hardly give a beggar 100 naira. They usually give him 10 naira, 20 naira because they think that is what he is worth, right? When you go to a big man's house and you see his children, you don't give them 5,000 naira. You give them 20 because you think that is what they are worth, right? So your ability to structure your business in such a way that no matter how small the business is, even if you do not yet have a brick and mortar store, even if it's just an Instagram page, right? Your ability to structure that page in such a way that it conveys value, it shows premium all over, will help you to sell and it will help you to stand out. So that's the very first thing you should remember. People will not pay you what you are worth. You are worth. The very second thing is that you should not be the discount brand. Okay, don't fall into the temptation of running discount sales every month or the lifetime of your business. So people understand that when they do 40% off, 40% off, and they actually remove 40% off when they believe that they can get an edge by being the cheapest brand. But it's only a matter of time before people get fed up of your cheapest brand, and it's only a matter of time before you run out. It's not just profit is not just a profit minus how do you sell it? Selling price minus cost price thing. There are many factors to factor in those things when you're giving your pricing because you want to be the cheapest brand ever. You're going to hit yourself, shoot your even if you're offering graphic design services and you're giving it for as little as 200 naira, 300 naira, 500 naira, it's only a matter of time before you burn out, right? Because the amount of data you spend every week, the amount of money you spend on courses, right, is not a graphic design services, right? And then it limits how much money you can invest into your resources, into getting a better lab, limits how much money you can invest into learning and improving your skills. And you know what happens? You become pegged at a certain point. So the second thing we're saying is do not fall into the temptation of becoming the discount brand. Don't fall into the temptation of running discount sales every month for the entire lifetime of your business. Give yourself uh, a figure that is fair enough for you to make sizable money in your business. The very third thing I want to say, remember, we're talking about just 5 things and we're out of here. The very third thing is KGV. KGV, not the Bible, not KJV, but KGV, keep giving value. On said that you can get everything you want in this life if you help enough other people to get what they want. Jim Rohn says that you can get everything that enough other people to get what they want. What that simply means is the person who gives the most value is the person who sells the most, right? Some people call it education-based digital marketing. It simply means that the person who educates me the most, the person who teaches me the most, the person who gives me freemium the most, trust with my money. Now, don't confuse this with discount sales we just spoke about, right? But from the get-go, from your regular posts, from your educational content, from your everything that you push out, you want to give out value in such a way that people see this is not something I can just Google, right? This is not something that this guy just shared screenshots of. He just went to Twitter, picked it up, and go. If that's the very least you can do, not a problem. But as much as possible, your audience as possible. That is the very third thing. The very fourth thing we're saying is, as much as possible, use endorsement marketing. Endorsement marketing. Endorsement marketing is just celebrity influencers, right? Endorsement marketing means getting a field to talk about your business. So we have seen it many times happen, different quarters, different seasons. Somebody who is an authority in a particular about something simply makes a simple Facebook post about something, simply takes a picture with a particular shirt, with a particular brand outfit, and boom, that brand skyrockets. So as much as right people who people respect in your field to talk about your business. There's a lot of relationship game that you have to play to make that possible. But I believe that Sam is an expert in that. And from time to time, he will always talk about how you can get into networks, how you can get into certain power networks and all of that. I will not be dwelling on those. But as much as possible, you want to make sure that you use endorsement marketing in your business. You can run Facebook sponsored ads, you can run Instagram sponsored ads, you can run Google sponsored ads, but by getting the right person. Remember, the right person to talk about your business. The reason I'm saying the right person is because if you simply get someone who is a dancer, I don't call any names, just to dance and shake something in front of the screen and talk about, but may not go as much as you want, right? And then the very last thing that we're sharing is that you deliver your brand promise. Deliver your brand promise. So if you say that you're going to do something, do it. If you say that your business is to help people to get new customers, give them new customers. These kind of designs, please give it in the very highest quality possible, right? If you're selling super double drawn, sell super. I'm talking about people who sell actual commodities, not just service providers now, like hair, right? Offer the exact thing that you say. So I'll just run through these very five things and we're out of here. Very first thing is people will not pay you what you are worth, rather, they will pay you what they think that you are worth. So, as much as possible, you want to create the right perception in the hearts of these people. The second thing is that you should not be the discount brand. Don't be running discount sales every month. Give uh give a fair enough price, right, without necessarily ripping people off. The very third thing is KGV, keep giving value. Give so much value that the principle of reciprocity sets in. Principle of reciprocity means if you do enough good for people, they feel so obligated that they feel inclined to want to reciprocate that thing to you, maybe by buying your product. And then the very fourth thing is use celebrities, use influencers, the right people to talk about your business. The very last thing is, as a brand, if you say you are going to do something, do it. If you say you are going to do something of hair, if you're offering this particular kind of shoe, if you're offering this particular kind of service, do exactly what you have said. As much as possible, even under promise and over deliver. So if you know you can deliver a job in 4 days, tell them it will take you 6 days. Deliver in 3 days. Trust. This will help your brand to stand out. This is my 2 cents.
Thank you so much. This is more than a 2 cents. Honestly, I will take it as 200 cents. Uh, times
Thank
two
you
of
so
what
much.
we what we consider as the ultimate. Thank you so much. Like it was very straight to the point, very precise, and like you said, actionable points over gibberish, long gibberish. This was really amazing, Mr. Felix. Thank you so much for these 5 points. I personally jotted down some points because, of course, I myself am a business owner, and we need constant information to do better and enhance our way of operation. So
Sure, that's true.
I'm very grateful for that, and I'm very certain people listening now are taking a cue from everything you have said. Thank you so much for that. So I think that will push us to the next item on the list now, and so it's about some business structure and marketing related news. Of course, emphasis on how structure the business and how they market their product and others. Is there any particular business, probably in your area, we mean that's in your vicinity, that may not really be a globally known brand, or maybe a globally known brand that you have kind of experienced for this week? And do you have or that you have their trends, and what are your opinions regarding how they have been operating, if you have any?
Okay, are we talking about the?
Yes, the item 5. I don't know if
Okay,
can you see
so
my screen?
yes, I can see your screen.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think so. I'm not allowed to actually call name because I'm actually affiliated to this client of mine, right? But I think there's a
Okay.
particular perfect. Anybody can use it, but will anybody use it? So it's called poaching. Poaching is big English, right? Poaching just means I go out, I look for the very best hands in any organization. So this can work in different ways, right? So it can work in maybe you're an IT company, you send emails to the very best IT engineers in other companies, and you find out what they are being paid, and then you up it, right? Most people do this because they know that it is actually the employees that move the company. So they believe that once they get the very best hands in their own company, they are going to get very better results. So that is what poaching is. For an academy of some sort, a school, for example, you can organize, this is for anybody who is a class teacher. You can organize a national award. It may be as little as 100,000 or 500 or 200,000. It may be as little as 50,000 naira, right? A national award, maybe a maths competition, and say the very best person who wins in any school, maybe 1,000 naira, right? The very best student who wins gets automatic admission into my own school plus 50,000 naira. What I ask you to do is ensure that the very best students in maths, the very best math students in the country are members of your school. You know why? Because you organize the competition, they won it, and now they are members of your school. So when all to win, it's now. So you can use that model in schools, you can use that model in your IT company, you can use that model just about everywhere, coaching the very right people and bringing the very best people to your own company. And I'm saying this because I'm a huge fan of people. I believe in capacity, human capacity more than anything else. I believe that people run structures, right?
Wow. Wow, that is really an eye opener. Thank you very much for that. Because honestly, like you said, uh, staff builds brands, they build the organization, and they're the reason they fly. Put them out, and you start seeing the brand, shaking, if not even going
Yeah,
into extinct in a few years. So that observation is very, very sound, and your opinion regarding how it can be used to strengthen existing business. This is classic. Thank you very much for that. So for the next
thank
item
you.
on the list here, which brand have you really for the week? Do you really consider as the best performing business? And what lessons do you think we can learn from that? Or you can equally answer 7 to 9 altogether. The seventh option here is talking about poor performing business for the week and the lessons learned. Then the eighth point here is talking about how they are likely to bounce back or remain where they are. That's for the business that are not doing well. While for those that are doing well, how they kind of so something around that. Maybe just address
Yeah,
your questions.
that is great. So I think Bolt is doing just fine. I think Bolt is doing so well. I know that for them. There's InDrive. There is what are these people called now? I used them
Uber.
once here in Abuja. Yeah, there's Uber, right? Tries as much as possible to their UI, their entire user experience, user interface is great, right? And their rates as every other car hailing service that I've used in recent times. I think it's a very good job. As I don't know what I should call it inflation, but the scarcity of fuel in Abuja, because I am based in Abuja here in Nigeria, uh, their prices hasn't significantly changed how it affects the drivers, but on the end of the customers, I think it really helps them to be able to still be sure that from point A to B they can. So I think that is great. For services for companies that are not doing so well, this company is not one that is actually known very well. It's a hair vendor company. Thing they lack is communication. So imagine when you pay for a product and you don't even know whether the product has been shipped. You don't even know whether the payment has been confirmed. You don't,
Wow.
and we're not talking about 5K products, right? we're talking about a product of 175K for people who buy
My
Bond Street
goodness.
insurance, right? So you pay for a product of 175,000 naira. We have never met before, and you're not even replying my
No,
because you were so
that's
fast to send it
really
across.
bad.
Yeah, so that can be a problem. Communication is key. Customer service is more important than anything else. How can they bounce back? They just need to put somebody dedicated to responding to clients as much as possible. Pay the person something as a virtual assistant. Everything moves smoothly. That is something that I think that particular company can do.
Thank you very much. And for that healing, brands, do you think they are likely to still remain there as as good performer, as very very
Yes,
fine performing brands?
honestly,
Okay, thank
at least here in our performing, yeah.
Okay, amazing. So I think that definitely brings us to the end of this particular podcast series. And but before then, before we call it a day or a night, as the case may be, we go now into the advertisement section. And after giving value, you talk about your brand. And honestly, before I go ahead and say this, Mr. Felix, thank you so much for showing up tonight, despite your tight
So,
schedule. I'm very well aware of the fact that there are so many plans going on at FDOC right now with regards to
mhm.
the upcoming business owner special summit. And honestly, we need to hear it from the horse's mouth. Tell us about Boss, and of course, tell us about IFDOC as a brand, and how can our listeners, everyone listening at the moment, reach out to IFDOC, be a part of IFDOC, be it in the long run,
So,
and be like returning clients and other things, and of course, how can they participate in Boss Summit that is coming up in January 9, right?
January 7th, yes, January 7th.
7th, okay, 7th.
That's today, yeah. Thank you so much, Sam. Thanks. So let's talk a bit about AveDoc. AveDoc is a full service digital marketing agency. Full service simply means anything related to digital media, from copy, website development, UI, UX, all of those things, right? We are a one stop solution for all of those. One person does not do the job part in each of those fields. The interesting thing, however, is that we offer internship opportunities. So if somebody would like to learn any of these skills I just mentioned, and do free work. Nobody does God work in AveDoc, right? We'll make sure that as
Right.
long as you can speak English, you can communicate. Everybody is paid while you are learning on the trade. So that is one thing that we do for people. Then for brands who are looking to build a website, get graphics to represent their business, and all of those. Now the boss is Business Owner Special Summit, like you rightly said. It's a business networking event. Business networking event. It's been on for about 3 years now. So at Boss 2021, it was held in Warri, Delta State. Warri, Delta State is the south part of Nigeria, the southern part of Nigeria. And we had people travel from different parts of the country, from Abuja, from Lagos, from Anambra, from Edo State, a lot of people from Lagos, different part of the country to attend Boss in Warri. Now there was Boss 2022. Boss 2022 held in a different city, of course, in Lagos, right? That's like the southwestern part of Nigeria, part of the country. Business owners, tech enthusiasts, young people, Gen Z, all of those people gathered together in one room to talk about practical action to network with other like-minded individuals. And now for Boss 2023, it's going to hold in the middle belt, right? The part of Nigeria, but in Abuja, right? So it will be held in Abuja on Saturday, January 7th, and we expect people from different parts of the country have already registered to attend the event. The beautiful thing about Boss is that it is a hybrid event. Hybrid means you can attend. You just have to tie in to the live stream or get access to the replay, right? Or you can travel down to Abuja and attend in person. So if you're somebody who is a business person, who is business who just wants to start up a business, who wants to improve as an employee, Boss is the perfect event for you. Apart from the fact that different seasoned instructors will be coming to a banker, to a customer service professional, to a public speaker, to a full service digital marketer, to a brand strategist, different speakers from different caliber of people who are fellow delegates like you, who will be sitting beside you, in front of you, behind you, who you'll be shaking hands with, having events, are very great people. that you can connect with and make money. I have personally connected with different people from Boss, and I know what the experience has been like. So anybody who is remotely interested in business, it is something that I totally recommend for them.
Oh, amazing. So, how do they get to register?
It's seller.co/boss2023. So if you're a seller person, selar.co/boss2023. Or of course, you can just Google Felix Opute anywhere and send me a DM on any platform, right? So Felix Opute is always smiling. If you see a picture of me not smiling, that 50 pictures outside on the internet, at least 48 pictures, I'm smiling. So Google Felix Opute and you should find me, right? Or you can go and send an email to Opute Felix or our official website, avdog.com. Anywhere you will find us. It's very easy to find.
Thank you so much. So, if I were you, talking about those listening right now, just go ahead and go to avdoc.com,
Yeah, sure.
avadok.com,
dok.com.
and
That's it.
you
Yeah.
get all the information you need. I'm very certain you do that. I've known Mr. Felix since late 2020s. I can't even believe that we
In the
actually have
middle of the pandemic.
this.
Yeah.
We have this close knitted friendship, despite the fact that we have not seen in person. This is just the beauty of
Honestly,
technology.
a
Talking about
fact that we've
technology,
never met. Yeah.
I'm telling you, talking about technology, you can see the old disruption, the old chat. In fact, maybe let me also say the conversation because AI has been doing its work ever since, with
Yeah.
emphasis on chat GPT. What is really your opinion around this brand? People are saying that it's going to, kick some people out of, their business. But somehow I think that is quite vague and, not really the truth. Because I'm just trying, as someone that is very, very much interested, in thinking deep. I was just wondering, when calculator was invented, I'm very certain some people came out and said, we are no longer going to have mass teachers. We now have big replacement for them. And of course, till today, we know that's not the case. I'm
Mhm.
just thinking chat GPT may just be just like that. Or do you have any other opinion around that?
Yeah. The fact that you have personally used ChatGPT, or at least you know about it, it's great. It's disruptive. Disruptive is the word. When you say something is disruptive technology, it simply means that when it comes, it's not just innovative technology. Innovative means there's a better way of doing this. Disruptive means it is changing the status quo, right? So I
Mm,
charged it a copy and it was brilliant. It was super brilliant. I've
mm,
used different AI for copies in the past, but it was nothing
yes.
compared to what I saw for ChatGPT. That is great.
Um,
However, is it really going to send people out of jobs? It depends. So one of who a robot can send out of his job actually deserves to lose that job. What it simply means is if you're the person very basic, the fundamental superficial stuff, bro, you're definitely going to lose your job, right? I was reading one of these powerful articles recently, and the writer, long time ago, several years ago, when people who were macho, people who were big, masculine, about the fact that they were competent farmers. So they were husband material because they are the strongest person in the community and all of those, right? But we know that those things aren't much of a thing now, right? Because there is now disruptive technology that can do the same. Farmers still exist, and farmers can harness those disruptive technology to get the very best of results. There are some limitations to ChatGPT. One limitation to ChatGPT is the fact that it cannot yet bring this. So, for example, it can tell you that Joe Biden did something, and Joe Biden did this, that, or this about Joe Biden, but it cannot tell you that Joe Biden is proud because he did this. So, the ability tense into something, which is a very emotional part of stuff, right? Emotional selling. So, if you're a copywriter but you do not yet know how to, it is going to kick you out of business. But if you can use story selling, story emotional marketing, it is not something that at this moment.
Thank you very much for that honest opinion. I think that really works. So, yes, everyone, you have definitely heard from Mr. Felix himself, and thank you for staying with us this long. Big shout out to you all. Very grateful for what you do, sticking around. Uh, you know, playing our podcast over and over again. Your feedback and the insights you get, it's just amazing because we started this project. I think in 2020 during the pandemic too. It was formerly known as the Borderless Business Tech Segment. We just rebranded just so that we just tie up with every other the other two major freemium podcasts we have at the SCGSC brand. And so I'll just quickly go over what we offer for five major products at the moment aside this freemium money business that happens on Friday, the money market that happens on Monday, and the money leadership that happens on Wednesday. We also offer these five services. It's basically grounded on business operations. So if you are starting a business or you already have an existing business, it is very, very, very much important that you are legally registered, and that is how we come in to help you get your CAC footing, get it your business registered for you, so you can legally exist as an entity in Nigeria. Your further services, we also offer business plan and proposal writing because you will need a blueprint to run your business. There's everybody experience that particular moment in time when you are running towards a vision and you get away. So it is the blueprint that you already have on ground that brings you back on track. So you don't know. You don't end up unfulfilling, if you allow me use that word, your particular vision that you are set out to achieve. So that is where the business plan, service comes in. We also offer other consultancy services from training of staff and as far as training them on soft skills and hard skills. Okay, so we provide our services too, and we definitely involve travel plans and management for business purposes. But aside that, we also extend our services for those who are interested in studying abroad, those who are going for vacation or relocation. And most importantly, there is a particular documentation you need to make that happen. And that's what we call the international passport. We also offer that services for Nigerians, basically. I'm looking forward to expand that. So with that being said, look forward to your patronage. These are candidates right here. And so it was an amazing time today at the Money Business Podcast with Mr. Felix Opute, the CEO of IFDOC, and he clearly announced the one of the biggest products of IFDOC, that's the BOSX, that's the Business Owner Special Summit, the third edition that will be happening in Abuja on the 7th of January. So all you have to do now is to go to ifdoc.com, get more information, or reach out to Mr. Felix himself. Like just go to Google and type Felix Opute. He's the first. In fact, his SEO is so strong that there's no other Felix until you have seen Felix Opute. Right. So thank you so much, Mr. Felix, once again, and big shout out to everyone listening. Big shout out to everyone at the SHSC brand. Big shout out to you, Mr. Felix, and everyone at IFDOC. God bless you for all you do. And so I think basically that is it for tonight. Mr. Felix, you have some parting words for us before we call it a day.
Yes, thanks a lot, everyone, for listening. One thing that I've always told everyone I come across is you will get in life whatever you have the courage to ask for. Whatever it is that you have the courage to ask for, that is exactly what you get. So if you have that courage, that confidence to actually say what I want to go for, it may take time, right? But you will get it. As soon as you settle for less, it's over. You can't get anything more than that. I know some people say this is more than I bargained, but if you're being sincere, you could actually have gotten more, right?
Yes.
You could actually have gotten more. So don't
Yes.
settle down unless peg whatever it is that you want, put that price, and then go after it.
100%. Thank you so much for that. Thank you very much. So good night, everyone. See you next week Friday on another episode of the Money Business Podcast. Until then, ciao.
Good night, everyone.